Hey guys, how you doing? Okay, let's start into a game. Then we'll get on to our lesson. So we'll just do a casual 10-minute. We now have to have our plan implemented with bishop to e2. He'll probably take, so we'll get prepared to take. Huh. Interesting. So let's do Harry the H pawn. And I'll play queen up to c2, and then castle queenside. If you could get it taken, go for it. We got this guy now, guys. Let me see here. Trying to see if I move my knight to g5, if I can set up for a potential checkmating idea. I'll see if I can't flip in mate there, or slap down mate. think that might have been a mistake. Drat. I don't know what I was thinking there. Yeah. You might try there. Shoot, it's gonna be a draw. Yeah, I think I blew it on this one here. I think this move over here was a mistake. I thought I had this protected, but I didn't. I played that, and then he takes. Oh, I should have grabbed that. That was the mistake, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Now I see. Wait, one move really sunk the boat there. Nice. Some of these guys really have some good ratings. They put a lot of time in. Like we're putting our time in, they put a lot of time in. Hopefully he plays there. Okay. Do one more, then we'll get on to our stuff. I knew what he was going to do. I predicted it. We set up for it. He pitched us a strike, and we hit it, and it was a grand slam. Babe Ruth style. If he plays there, we play here. Nice. I want to play here, so see if we can't break down this pawn chain here. He's gonna play here. He'll take there. Pow. There we go. I think it's lost here. Let's analyze this. Where did I go wrong here? Okay, if he takes there. So I missed this move. I knew I moved before I thought. So I did have a draw, so I was right. It was drawn. Nice. We're thinking the right way. We just gotta implement it the right way though. Do one more. Okay. Boom. We're going for the KO here. This castles. I just gotta get my king to safety. See if I can't come in here. I got this now, guys. If he plays here, I'm going to play up here. If he plays there, then I'll move here and I'll have the bishop under attack. I can get these pawns going. Yeah, he resigned. I dislike when they DC like that. They just don't resign. Some people, though, you gotta remember, some players, I shouldn't say people, some players just don't have the courage to resign. It's not that they're not good players. They're just scared of failure. And remember what we talked about, guys, that it's a way to learn. Like black should. Oh, perfect. So he is going for it. Nice. I'm glad he's back. Because that's the whole point, is to learn and get better. That was a good game. Okay. Well, let us get into our studies now that we've had enough fun there. Okay. We're looking at the line, remember when we get here, and then we played bishop to d2. Remember we talked about this line here, talked about bishop to, a3, and now we're going to talk about bishop. We talked about a3 yesterday. We're going to talk about bishop d2 today, or e2, not d2, e2. Okay. The main line, white develops basically really quick with castles, and then rook to e1 will that's kind of an idea. So what white's trying to do is castles, and then rook to e1. That's the idea. So there's two lines that black can play here. The one we're going to look at is this one here, but there's also f6 at this moment right away. So these are, we may actually go into the f6 line a little bit later on in the book. But at this moment, we're doing knight g e7. He said this is his most favorite, John Watson said this is his most favorite flexibility placement of his knight to white's bishop to e2. When bishop goes to e2, the most flexible move for black at this moment is knight g e7. And then white has two ideas here. He has this main idea, which is castles, and then he has knight a3. This we'll take a look later on in the book as well with knight a3. At this moment he castled though. You could play this move here we taught, and it transposes back into our old main line, which is d takes c5, knight g6, remember, and we're double attacking that pawn with an attack here. And if he plays bishop to g3, we go c, the c knight takes, and knight takes, and knight takes. He castles, bishop to e7 of course, and we're going to get ready to castle, so bishop d4 to attack the knight, and queen c7 to protect the knight, f4, and knight g6 and he would play f5, and then we play f4, exclam with an equal. This is an exclam move. It's kind of a it's slightly better for black in this line. It's slightly better. Okay, since now we did castles, and then he played g6. Actually, we played g6, sorry. A century, he says, for a century or so, simply because it attacks the wrong part of the chain. This move here, this attacks this chain here, because the knight is subject to harassment by the pawn. It is now known favorably. There was a gentleman named G-U-R-E-V-I-C-H and P-N-I-K-O-L-I-C. Has been very successful in recent years. The simple idea is knight to f6, and also you can play knight f6 or knight to f5. I mean f6 or knight f5, that's right. It's played to, it's considered, if you don't like knight to, if you don't like basically this knight here or this pawn push, you can always bail out with c takes d4 with a standard attack. So if you don't really like that, there's this move here. There's c takes d. What am I missing here? Hold on. Did I miss something? Hold on, I missed. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. So here. Bishop d3, which it has interesting marks. It has an interesting flow if you want to think about it. C takes d, knight, bishop takes, e takes f, knight takes d, and at this point, let me see here. I want to make sure I got this. I gotta find 10. E7. Here we go. Rook e1, and then castles here, and with the idea of white to play b, and black to actually play queen e7. Black has a sufficient compensation for the breakup of the pawns. Oops, I apologize guys, sorry about that. I forgot to bring the board back. I got so into teaching. So knight is a general square. Oh yeah, exactly. This is the setup for it actually, black gets okay counterplay. White wants to actually play queen to b3, and black wants counterplay with queen at a5, and mainly the pawn pressure. Or there's these two moves for black, and there's this one move for white. So it all depends on what you feel like at the time. So knight g6 or g7, sorry, not g7. That'd be knight g at e7, but we already did that, so we're moving. They talked about this move, so we're gonna go with that. So g3 is what was actually played in the game. A slightly this is what the author said. A slightly unconventional move, intending to play h2 to h4. This is well known. It gives a slight edge to white, very slight. And black has a plan against that setup. There's also, if white doesn't feel like playing that way, and he wants to play more basically strategic, and he's like, I don't want to kind of overextend my pawn chain. Bishop to e3 is an idea that could be played. You have bishop e7, and you have knight to a3 with potential idea of knight c2. This is usually this is the main idea about the knight going to a3. It's not really, sometimes it's to go to b5, but the majority of the time it's knight to c2 to guard d4. That's the d4 pawn. So okay, let's see, after that, okay, we castle. Black castles, knight c2, like what we talked about. C takes d, c takes d, and then f6, cabal. Yeah, exactly. This a3 move, it's actually talked about in, if you guys wanted to do the Killer French with Grandmaster Simon Williams, he talks about a3, knight a3, and when knight goes to if the knight goes to these 2 points, you should take, because otherwise the knight would have a beautiful outpost or a beautiful spot on c3. So if the knight either goes to a3 or to bd2, it's good for you to take at that point. Good water. Okay, let's see, where are we at now? 11, gotcha. So we castled. Hold on. We castled, knight c2, c takes d, c takes d, f6, okay. Okay, e takes f, bishop takes, with plenty of activity, that's what he says. So if you don't like that move, there's another line that could be played, more awkward, as to say. Because if he exchanges, it actually benefits you, because that's his good bishop. E3, queen b7. Remember, when this bishop left its post, what did it leave behind in Aikido? b2. Pow. And so we take advantage of that with great haste. Now the queen comes up and says, you know what, I want to keep my bishop here, so I'll defend the b2 pawn with my queen. That's what she's saying. I will defend it. And then we go, okay, we'll just play c4. Shut you out of the board. You go back, and we castle. Now we're going to be the one to start crunching the center pawns. You ain't got nothing on us. That's kind of what we're telling our. And then the queen goes to d8, which, because there's no real point to stay over here anymore. it's a pretty interesting flow of an idea. Oops, I gotta move my so I can get access to the bar. It's a pretty interesting flow of an idea. This has a couple ideas intact if you want to think about it. One is h5, Harry h5, and Harry h4, and trying to get an attack. And at the right moment, if the knight tries to come to g5, we could always snap the knight off. Yeah, you gotta love that. Gotta love it. So rook to e1. Knight e1, not rook e1. f5. So we're like, if we can, let's shut it down. f4, and that is, I don't know why he didn't put a question mark here. He didn't put a question mark. I do not like this move here. I think this is a horrible move. He didn't put a question mark on it, but I'm gonna put a question mark. That's just my opinion. That move is really bad. Because what was the whole point of your bishop? Now you have one good bishop, your light square, great. But now this one dark square bishop's entombed behind this chain. Yes, you have a ginormous amount of space, but is that worth entombing a bishop? I do not think so. I think that deserves a mistake, inaccurate move. It's not a blunder. It's just, it might actually. I'll change that to maybe not a mistake, but dubious. I'll just change it to a dubious, because it's not a inaccurate move. It's just very dubious. I'll just change that because it allows black to play on the queen side, which that's where black wants. You don't want to allow your opponent to do their own bidding. You want to be the one to push the question. Rook b8, and it's slightly better for black again. You know, I'm like, what in the world are you doing, my friend? You don't want to do that. You're just helping black when you lock that down. Not a very wise decision. A dubious move. And I would almost put a for b5, an interesting move. That's just me though. So that's what g3 does. That's g3 idea. Okay, f6 is what was played. A fully playable option is you don't have to just do this if you don't want to. You could always play bishop e7, h4, like what was wanted to be played. Castles, exclam, h5, and then knight h. And I remember what Var said, if Var Kobian, if we could have ever got our rook to e8, a knight on f8 is like super, because you can't really, he says the chance of you getting mated with a knight on f8 is, he did it like a rhyme, very faint, like little. He says he remembered that by a rhyme. Knight on f8, mate very faint. That's what he says. That's how he remembered that setup. I thought, that's an interesting way of doing it. Hold on, let me see. Where did we pick off here? Pick up here. Okay, there. Actually, we could just c takes d, castles, h5, knight h, of course, h6, g6, and knight bd2. And at that point, we're just gonna crash right on through with F. We're attending. That's what the attending of C-Taste D4 was all about. Was so that black at the right moment could just crush the center and also open up, also prepare a spot for the knight. You gotta love it. That's an all-purpose move, all-in-one move. It's sweet. So F6. Hold on. What did I miss? Oh, E takes F, bishop takes, and bishop G5. Knight F2, and now we're eyeballing this pawn, preparing to come. So we have these three outposts to go to. We're having a good setup. So black's, in my opinion, doing very well here. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. What did I put the knight to the wrong spot? Let me take a lookie, my friends. I might have placed the knight incorrectly. Hold on. Yikesies. Let me see. Give me a sec. BT2, no, that's right. Did I miss something here? TTT. Then F6, TC5. What did I move 11? So move 11. Hold on, give me a sec, guys. This takes castles, H5, F6. Okay. So okay, on move. Go back to move 10. So here. That's peculiar. Am I missing something? Something's off somewhere because it says on move 13 I'm totally lost here. Yay. Where did I go wrong? Well, I think I lost my place here. Sorry about that, guys. Well, we'll just have to move on to the next move sequence. But there's a combination here. Somewhere I lost my line. That's okay though. Okay, if H4 was played, if black played H, or white played H4. E takes G, or F. Hold on, not D takes. That takes there. H5, A4, exclam. Knight H2, Knight G, to E7, C takes D, or D takes C, and then F5, exclam, because now the knights had a really strong outpost. And then let's see here. G4, Knight H4, Bishop E3. Trying to hold on to everything. White's starting to fall apart at the seams, and black's just slowly regrouping everything. Black's just building. A6. No, you are not. Yeah, hey, it's good to see you too. No, you are not going to come in to my territory. You gotta stay there. C4, and then D4. It's like, you think you can attack me and not gonna do it. Huh. Nice. Okay. That's a great one. So bishop takes D. Knight takes, queen takes, and then bishop takes the pawn. Queen takes E4, and then black castle queenside. It's like, whoa. One thing that black has over white is the bishop here. So hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna put it on puzzles just for a second. I'll be right back. on, guys. I had to get sat down again. My chair was moving on me. Ugh. You never want to fall or anything. That'd be bad. So you just gotta sometimes position the chair right. But we'll get right back into this now, guys. Let us do this thing. Okay, dokie. Let me see. What are we on? 9. Okay. He actually takes here, which I found very, very interesting. But it makes sense if you want to think about it. It's an interesting move. Very good and flexible move, though. Potentially would have been to have said, you know what? This is under attack always. This actually is a much stronger saying to white. What you're gonna do now? If you take with the knight, my friend, I'll take back. And then when you take with the pawn, I'll take with the knight, and I'll be up one whole pawn. And don't you think about taking this way, because I will grab it with the bishop. You will lose a pawn, so deal with it. Basically, that's what that tells your opponent. Deal with it. And so, like, this is the one line. Let me just go to move 10. He played c takes d. Oops, not that. Yikes. C takes d, right there. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, gotcha. That was funny. I forgot this was a different line. This was what was played in there. That is funny, funny, funny. D takes. G takes, because we don't want to, we like our knight on c6. This is an awkwardly placed piece. D takes, and of course, kaboom, knight takes, e5, queen h5, where, oh, queen h5 here, and then knight f2. Not, of course, you guys see, if he plays here, bishop takes, pawn takes, and then he gets our rook. So only move to save the position is knight to f7. Rook e1 to take scope on e1. White saying, you know what, you may have got one pawn, but I'm going to get activity for that one pawn. And Black's like, don't think so, ain't going to do it. And then with the idea for Black to castle queenside and say, really, what did this do now? Or don't you understand, White? You have weaknesses on f3 and h3. So sorry. If bishop takes, this is also another subline. Pawn takes. And where did I, hold on, what did I miss here? I'll move 10, so hold on. So f takes g on move 9. Okay, move 10. This bishop takes g6. H takes g6. Okay. Takes e5. Gotcha. Now we're on the right track. And also, if you're thinking that Black was ever thinking of castling on the king side, Black's whole goal was to castle queenside all along. So that's that idea. Let's see here. Okay, h4. which is kind of, in my opinion, overextending yourself a little bit, though. Wow, he actually did castle. It is pretty nut, and it is pretty gnarly, as I'd like to say. This is an interesting idea, castling, but wow. I guess it is, if you think about it, safer than castle to queenside, because white in one move can just crush the pawn chain. So I guess that you're kind of forced with that. Yeah, especially when the knight really, or the queen really can't get to these. I agree with you, play the grub. It does give white some, I mean black some protection. G takes, no, rook takes f4. Pow. Wow. That is really an interesting move. Wow. Wow. Rook d2. Queen f5. You have a perpetual, potentially a perpet. Maybe. Wow, that is interesting. Queen h5, and you get that gets to exclam marks like, wow. I like this move. Is like, it's a happy move. It's a happy move for a chess player. Very happy, because you're attacking here, you're attacking there, your bishop's attacking here. Potentially, we can bring a rook over. This makes a chess player really happy to have this position. So king g3, and then bishop to d8. Of course, you guys see why, right? Hello. Mr. Knight wants to come into f5. That's sweet. To be able to do this is like cool. You have to have the stomach, though, to do that. To be patient enough to wait and look far enough ahead that it's okay to sack for a while a rook for a bishop to pry the king side. If you notice, these pieces are out of play, so in theory white's only playing with a rook and a knight. So we have a queen, a bishop, and knight in play, so we outnumber our opponent 4-3. We have 4, he has 3 in the fight. He did c takes. You could actually at this point play e takes, queen takes, c takes d at this point, but then you have an isolated pawn, and then bishop d6, and it's up in the air with for anybody. I prefer black here because of white's isolated pawn, but it's anybody's game at this point. Excuse me. So knight to b4. We're trying to get rid of his good bishop. That's our whole plan in that line, is to say we want just give up your bishop. Well, we'll take it for a knight. You get our knight. We get the 2 bishops. We're more than happy, because the center's going to be cracked open or opened up like a tuna can. Yeah, tuna. That sounds good. I like tuna. Yummy. So the bishop goes back. It's an interesting move. I like this a little bit. White has 2 other moves that he could actually play. He's got takes. knight c3, c3. Those are the two moves. So let's look at the first move, which is takes check. H takes g, and then a3 to attack the knight. Knight c6 retreats. Knight h4 to go after that. That is a very strong move. I would give it an exclam, but it doesn't have that flair, I guess. No, I'm joking. The author gives it an interesting move. It's interesting to look at. And then now we have king f7. Our king's safe, and now we can start mobilizing our army. Queen to d3, g5. Another very interesting move, because you're allowing the queen to come sliding in. You're also willingly almost trapping yourself. Pawn takes, queen takes, and then wham, g takes. No, this is actually a this potentially. Let me see if it is a game. No, it's actually notation from National Master John Watson. These are some of his ideas that he would play if it were him as white, and if it was black. He plays both sides, shows you other lines that potentially, more likely this was probably a computer line that he worked over, and so he's sharing the line with us. So this doesn't actually have probably it does have a game that goes with it, but Allied Chess doesn't have the game in its database. So I'd probably say you were right. It's from a game, because the majority of these ideas, yeah, even if like a lot of the tactics and stuff come, except if they're original tactics, there are some that are original. So I can't say all of them. So this may be an original, as Yazzer, Jennifer, and Maurice would say. I forgot the name that they call it. Not unique. It has another name. I just for some reason can't remember it. So you take there. I'll think about it, and then I'll tell you guys when it comes back to my mind. Because your brain never ever forgets anything. So knight C. Let's see. Knight takes D. Here we go. Queen takes. F takes. D takes. And then bishop to C5 with a pretty good attack. Bishop takes, queen takes, and then castles. Yeah, kaboom. It's unclear if this is a good or not. So I'd say it's balanced. In my opinion, I think this position is balanced. Yeah, that's true. Huh. That is true. You have to, yeah, your mind is a treasure. You have to keep it under wraps too. Let's see. All right. Now we have a whole chain before we do anything. Oops, F takes. Yep. Because I like his examples that he gives. And then A3. If you don't like A3, you could play bishop to E3, which D4. D4 is an interesting line. Some would just trade off, but if you, I know you guys see if you traded, he's willing to do it so that you can't castle. Yep, sometimes. Well, when my mind's on chess, sometimes I get honed, I focus so intensely on that everything else kind of goes by the wayside, so I need to work on that. You know, we all need areas to work on. This is an equal position. I dig it, it's equal. White's black acquired an equal position, and that's pretty good. So there's many ideas for both sides. Huh, true. Let's see, what did I... Oh, bishop H5. Ah, check. Here we go. G6. That's odd. I believe that if you take here, I think you lose the queen if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Very sneaky. E7. Very interesting move there. Trying to maybe move the queen somewhere. Huh. This is getting a little intense for my likings. There we go. Okay. Now there is a game that does arise from here. White has at this point there's a game. If black doesn't, perhaps b6 is more of an accurate move. So we were right, guys. He's saying that perhaps queen b6 was best. This might have been a better move here. But the queen actually went to queen to c1, and surprisingly, this is a mistake here, because I don't know what they were thinking. G takes h now is playable. Bishop g5, queen f8, and then now black's just going to consolidate all of his gains. see. Surprisingly, this gets an exclam. The bishop takes, and then knight goes to e2. King g2, knight takes, and with bishop to e2, not e2. What am I missing here? And at this point, it's white. The game, I believe there should be. Yeah, here's the game that it went to right here. If you guys are interested, it's this one here. That does have a game to it. And so there's also one more line, guys. One more. E2. Knight takes the pawn. Knight C3. It's kept black and white in the game here. Let's see if there's any games that go to it. Nope. This is the only way really for black to or white to stay in the game. He actually blundered on one move. You know what? It happens. The guys, I believe the player was actually 21. Oh, 2600. 2600 blundered. Let's see here. How are we doing on our time? Perfectos. You guys are funny. Let's try another one of these, then we'll go into our tactics. So he's doing the exchange. And we have isolated his pawn. Now we're going to start attacking. I believe if I play bishop takes, queen takes, and then knight, I can grab a pawn, but then bishop takes, queen takes, and after queen takes, so yeah. That was also not a very good move there. Thinking about plant fianchettoing maybe. If you guys were wondering why the resignation happened, there's no real way to save this rook. Your first take, he takes, knight takes, bishop takes, and then queen takes, and now you're threatening everything. So he can't even play here because you take that. I don't understand. What is that move supposed to do? Doesn't that just grab the... My favorite one is if he plays, let's say we play here, right? My favorite is if he plays here. Oh, we can't do that, okay. It's mate, okay, gotcha. We'll do one more and then we'll do a puzzle. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. We'll do that. We'll do that thing up here. Remember this move? He's playing right into our idea. This is so cool. We just studied this setup here. So first you take, and then now you can actually play here. Remember, take scope with here. I'm trying to go for B2. see here. Pounded on home. Uh-oh, I should have moved there. That was a bad move on my part. Uh-oh. Bad move on my part. Yikes. I missed that the rook was there. I should have brought my bishop back here. That's totally winning at that point. I'll show you guys, then we'll go over play the grubs game. Just move out of all checks. He's got no rooks, so just move there. Okay, let's take a look at this. Then we'll do one chess puzzle, and we'll head off. Oops, gotta turn it for black. My bad there. Right, flip the board. Oh, I gotcha. So it was this back here. Okay. No, I think am I right so far? Let me see. Is this right? Oh, I gotcha. I see what you're saying. Oh, it's I remember the word now. Novelty. That's what they call it now, novelty. Some moves are novelties. See, I told you your brain never stops thinking about it. It's a perfect decoder. Oh, Harry stops everything. Wow, White's got some initiative attack there. White's up one whole pawn. I'm surprised he didn't take here, and after takes. I think he's got perpetual. Close to. And then if he plays there, he takes there. Oh well, I guess he does win, doesn't he? Interesting. He can actually get this pawn rolling. Wow. Yeah, so he really can't take with the knight then. Okay, so far so good. So they're just flagging each other. Wow. He blundered there. Nice, nice. That's a good game. We'll do one more we'll do one puzzle and then I got a log. Okay. So it's white to move. What do you guys think the idea is? Let's take a look here, okay? Okay, the queen went to c8, so what's it no longer guarding? Potentially d6. It's also potentially maybe rook takes, pawn takes, and then bishop attacks might actually come into an idea as well. If we take the knight here, if we play knight takes, if takes here, then we have bishop f4 or f5 with some pretty good attacking chances. What do you guys think? Do you think it's potentially rook takes d4? Oops. There's also knight knight f well, my follow-up idea would potentially be a bishop attack, maybe bishop attacks right away. Let's see here. Okay, if we go here, here, takes, rook slides over attacking. We have bishop check. If king comes up, we have knight comes over check. Huh. Well, the follow-up is rook takes d4. If e takes d4, bishop takes d6, rook d8, bishop g6 check, king f6, and then knight e4 check. I'm not sure if that's mate or not. Here, here, there. What do you guys think the best line is? Because I'm open for any suggestions. What are you guys thinking about? What do you think? Yeah, I'm thinking about that too. Wow. That's a shell shock right there. Hello, you know, it's like a hello, good morning, good evening, and everything in between. Oh, is queen G6, queen G6 check, and then king G8 so that rook could actually retreat to G4. Is this the reasons, like here, there, and then the rook can retreat over here? Is that kind of the idea? Well, the reason I said retreat is because it's under fire right now. Do you see it's under fire? So a retreat could be an attack. So never, never underestimate a retreat. Oh, perfect. Then remember what we talked about. If he goes here, you retreat to an attack. True, but we have to remember that a lot of battles were saved and won during retreats. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. There was a battle that MacArthur did, and he had to retreat, but he saved the majority of his men. Well, I guess in chess, yeah. Yeah, you're bad. Okay. You guys have any questions on this before I log off? Are you all good? Okay. Anything? Play the grub. Do you have anything? Thanks, Chess. Thank you. You're a dude. Good job. All right. Well, guys, do you remember? We all hit our plateaus, but guess what? We have to keep pushing forward through the plateau. And like we're chess warriors. You have to keep. You have to keep just moving. You know what I mean? Don't stop. Study, 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 study. And you shouldn't, repeat yourself in some things, except if it's a victory. Now that's funny. But you know what? You have to remember, knowing is not enough. You must apply. So you can know a lot about chess, but unless you apply it to like teaching or in games, it's like it's a waste. Or writing down a book. Willing is not enough. You must do. So you can will to do. You can will and will and will. Like I will do that. I will. I will. But if you don't actually do it, then it's like you really haven't got anything done. So we have to remember to know and apply, to will and do, to go beyond our plateau, and as always, keep moving forward. Don't ever stop. Okay, guys. And so keep the East Coast in your thoughts and prayers about the hurricane that hit it and all the rain and disaster. Just keep them in your thoughts and prayers, guys, for me. I appreciate that. And like we always say in our thing, we hang up our coat, we hang up our hat, and we sit down and do the thing that most people won't, which is study. We study, study, study. And then we don't do 5-minute or 3-minute or 1-minute games or 30-second games. We do the long duration games so that we can strategize and apply the knowledge we've learned. So, and remember, coal starts out not valuable, but under pressure, it becomes a diamond. Okay, those are heavy thoughts. I'll leave it with you guys, though. So, as Wesley So says, through the Lord Jesus, and as I say, God bless. And I'll see you guys next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, evening, guys. And Lord willing, I'll be back on, and we'll keep pushing forward, doing Play the French. Great job, guys. Hoorah. We go Team Chess Cruncher. We did it. We had 2 good days. Yay. See, study does work. Okay, be blessed, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.